Hello my fellow scratchers, in this video we are going to learn basic arithmetic operation multiplication and division using a simple example. So first let's run our multiplication program. As you can see, first it asks me that a number that I want to see the table of. For example, I set the value to 2 and then it asks me the length of the table. Let's say we set it to 15. As you can see, it tells me the table of the number 2 till 15. As you can see, now it stops. Now let's have a look at our division program. As you can see, first it asks me the dividend. For example, I set the value to 10. And then it asks me the divisor. So for example, I set the value to 2. As you can see, it tells me the answer, which is 5. So, we will name our project multiplication. Now go to the variables category and delete the my variable. And we will name 4 variables. First variable will be named length of the table. Second variable we will name multiplier. And the third variable we will name multiplicand. And the last variable we will name product. Now we will name a list multiplication. Now go to the events category and drag the one green flag click block into the scripting area. Now go to the variables category and drag the set to block here and select the variable multiplier. Now we will set the length of the table to 0. And then we will delete all of the multiplication list. Now go to the looks category and drag the switch costume to block here and select the costume 1. Now first, our sprite will ask the table of, and then we will store that value in the multiplicand variable. And then it will ask the length of the table. So let's do it. And then we will store that value into the length of the table variable. Now go to the control categories and write the repeat loop here. And we will repeat the length of the table that the user has given us. Now we will set the product to and drag that multiplication sign into the product variable. And now we will drag the multiplicand variable and multiply it with the multiplier. Now we will change the multiplier variable by 1. And just for fun, go to the costume tab and choose a costume. Search cat. And then we will select this cat flying A. Now go to the code and drag the switch costume to block here. And select the costume cat flying A. Now go to the control categories and drag the wait 1 second block here. And now let's display it in a list. So go to the variables category and drag the add block here, and we will join multiplicand with and multiplication sign, and then we will join multiplier with an equals to sign, now go to the variables category, and we are doing this to display the product with multiplicand and multiplier in a list. Now just for fun, we will go to the costume tab. We will choose a costume cat. And I will select cat flying B. Now go to the code tab. And at the end, we will switch to the costume cat flying B. And it will say, I did it. Now before running our program, let me clean this mess. So we will hide all of these variables and drag the multiplication list here and increase its size. And I want to put this sprite here. So guys, let's run our program. As you can see, first it asks me the table. So let's say we enter the number 2. And then it asks me the length of the table. So I will select 10. As you can see, it tells me a table of 2 until the length is 10. As you can see, the length is 10. Now you can also change the table. Let's say I want to see the table of 25. And you can also change the length. Let's say I want the length 23. As you can see, it tells me a table of 25 now. And it will tell me it for 23 times. And then it says I did it. So first, it asks me the dividend. So let's say I enter the dividend 20. Then it asks me the divisor. Let's say I set it to 10. Now the answer should be 2. Now let's make a program. So first we will name 4 variables and delete this my variable block. The first variable we will name display result. The second variable we will name dividend. The third variable we will name divisor. And the last variable we will name quotient. So first, let's initialize these variables. So we will go to the events category and drag the when green flag clicked block into the scripting area. Now go to the variables category and we will hide the variable display result. And then we will set the display result to nothing. Now drag another set to block here and this time we will set the dividend to 0. Duplicate it. And now we will set the divisor to 0. Now we will also set the quotient to 0. Before building further, let me explain why did I name this variable. So the display result will display the result on the stage and the dividend will store the dividend the user has given us, while the divisor will store the divisor that the user has given us, and quotient will tell the answer of the dividend in the divisor. So first, the cat will ask the user to input the dividend. Now it will store that value into the dividend variable. Now it will ask the divisor. So let's do it. And it will store that value into the divisor variable. Now we will set the quotient variable to dividend divided by divisor and drag this in the set quotient to variable. Now we will set the display result to, so we will take 4 join blocks and then we will join a dividend variable with a divide sign, and then we will join the divisor with an equals to sign, and at last we will just drag the quotient variable. Now we will show the variable display result, and just for some fun we will drag the save block here and it will say this is the answer for 3 seconds. Before running our program, let me explain how this works. So first, it initializes all of these variables. And then it will ask the user to enter the dividend and it will store that value in the dividend variable. Then it will ask the user the divisor and then it will store that value in the divisor variable. And then it will find the quotient of these two numbers. Now it will display the result like this. So first it will display the dividend with a slash sign and then the divisor with an equals to sign and then the quotient. And then it will show this variable. And then the cat will say this is the answer for 3 seconds. So first let's organize this. We will just hide quotient variable, divisor variable, and the dividend variable. And drag the display result variable here and right click it. Now we will set to the large readout. Now enter the full screen control of the stage and click the green flag. As you can see, first it asks the dividend. Let's say we enter 45,000. And the divisor to 1000. And now the answer should be 45. As you can see, it tells me the answer. It can also tell the answer in decimal form. So, let's divide 3 with 2. As you can see, it tells me the answer 1.5. And it can also check big numbers. So, let's say we set it to very big number like this. And let's set the divisor to 1. I don't know what this number is. Now let's check this box. As you can see, it tells me the answer, but the answer is very big. You can check it at your calculator. It can be true. It can also detect very small numbers like 0.01. And for example, we set the divisor to 0.0001. As you can see, it tells me the answer. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to learn how to perform addition and subtraction, then check out my Scratch Blocks addition and subtraction video, in which I have explained them using a very simple example. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys and take care.